Please give a warm Georgia Tech welcome to our speaker, Diana Rivenburgh.
The way we live and work now is going to be tremendously different in the next 10 to 20 years. When you take a look at any kind of change that you want to create, the first thing that needs to change are the mindsets of people. At Novo Nordisk, everyone I talk to, whether it's the senior leadership on down to the plant employees or people that I run into in the cafeteria, will tell me that they know that their work makes a difference. What they do makes a difference to the lives of people with diabetes. If you were to go to their North Carolina plant, they have this huge long hallway that they call the Blue Mile, because one wall is painted this vibrant shade of blue, similar to that. And on the Blue Mile, you would see these large photos of people and a brief description underneath of their story of how the company's products have transformed their lives, have helped them to better manage their disease and to live better lives. And what's more impactful than seeing those stories and photos on the wall is knowing that each and every one of those people are a family member or a friend of someone who works in that plant. So the people at Novo Nordisk know that they make a difference. So when you engage people in the dialogue and you get them involved, sometimes it just gets a life of its own and starts to take off. I want you to think about a specific time right now where you were really invested in that organization, where you were willing to go above and beyond, bring your very best efforts every day because you wanted to. If you could answer yes to these questions, then you know what it feels like to be highly engaged. And that's what you want in an organization. That's what you want in a workforce. That's what you want in a university. That's what you want to see, highly engaged people. Ray Anderson had a vision for his company, but he also had a vision for his culture. He knew that to get the company where he wanted it to go, he would have to have certain key aspects in his culture, like innovation, like the ability to change, like engagement, like collaboration. So you will leave here today understanding not just how important culture is to sustainability and to business, but also 3 key ways to transform that culture. John Brock, Chairman and CEO of Coca-Cola Enterprises, told me that they talk about sustainability in every key company message. One of the things that John Brock said to me was that when people are finding ways to save energy and save resources and operate more efficiently, they're finding the money because they're making money by doing this. Now, sometimes they may need to make an investment up front to get that return on investment, but there are those companies that started early on before this recession have said that that is one of the things, sustainability is one of the key things that has helped them to get through this time period in a way because they're operating more efficiently, they're operating more effectively. They have engaged people throughout their organization and they've engaged people up and down their value chain, from the supply chain right on through to the consumer and beyond. So Starbucks doesn't just serve coffee. Starbucks serves the world, but they make money doing it. And what Starbucks is dealing with is what all of us are dealing with. Sustainability has transformed the way we work and live. I think that innovation drives sustainability, and sustainability, thinking about that, thinking about new ways of doing things, drives innovation in a huge way, where companies are figuring out how do they find new ways to make money or save money or create new products or services or enter new markets. The innovations are thriving.
So kind of playing off of his earlier question, what do you think is the future of sustainability for institutions such as Georgia Tech who have already made great strides in cementing it into the culture?
I think, there are some great stories out there. And one of the, I often refer to the research on my book as going through a second master's without having to write the big check to go along with it. But as great as those stories are, even the leaders in sustainability, whether they be universities or corporations or social enterprises, will say, we are just scratching the surface. We don't know what we don't know yet. You know, Ray Anderson, one of his famous quotes was that leaders need to see around the bend. We don't know what's about around the bend, but we need to try and figure out what those possibilities might be and work towards them. And some of them will hit and some of them won't. But I think there'll be tremendous innovations. Leadership doesn't just come from the top. Leadership comes from all levels throughout an organization. All of us have an impact on culture and an impact on results. And we all need to act as leaders and catalysts. So this is not the charge of, those left-wing tree-hugging liberals. This is something that's also really good for business. So I think that's one of the key reasons why business and industry has to lead the way. Not only do they make up 50% of the world's largest economies, but they have the manpower to do it. They have the resources, they have the thinking, they have the innovation. They have money to invest, and they can benefit from it. So I think when companies lead the way, government follows. But government has a role to play in that. And yes, I do think the United States has a lot more to do, and there's a lot more we can do. And let's face it, you folks are the next leaders. So you'll have some good ideas coming out of Georgia Tech.
Thanks for coming to Georgia Tech today.
My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you, Alex.